This week in Nerf Force Friday, more leaks and more blasters. I'm Jangular and this is your source for first-party, third-party, and community Nerf news. So let's go ahead and start with the rival Helios, which popped up on Baidu recently and has definitely caused a little bit of a stir as the newest, likely newest, upcoming rival blaster. And this, at its face value, appears to be just another Apollo, but it's an Apollo that has taken the criticisms and improved on them, the flaws with the Apollo system, and improved and grown upon them. And you can see that in two different ways distinctly. One is the bolt action prime as opposed to the hook at the top, which, remember, one of my complaints way back when it first came out was that my hand was actually like almost bruised after using it for a day at games because my palm was just jamming into it. Obviously there are other ways to prime it using your fingers, and that kind of was the way people moved towards priming it afterwards. But so having the bolt action on the side is actually a very nice change and a very welcome change I think most users will feel for the Helios over the Apollo. The other one is a built-in stock. Oh, thank you, Hasbro. Thank you. It's so necessary for that blaster, for that style of blaster, and it looks much better with the stock. It looks complete, it looks finished, it looks nice. It looks like a complete blaster as opposed to the Apollo that looked, it looked like part of a blaster. So yeah, definitely a fan of the Helios and where it's heading, or where it's pushing the Apollo style, the Springer style rival blasters. Hopefully the performance is the same that we expect from the rival line. It'll be good to go and it'll be easy to work with and use. So I'm looking forward to that because honestly it appears to be a strict upgrade to the Apollo. So I am pretty pleased with that. And I actually kind of like this Phantom Core line as opposed to the red versus blue in a lot of cases, because if you're going with, you know, red versus blue teams for denotation of who's on what team, then you've got to buy multiple blasters or you're always on the same team. This has a flag mount, and a lot of the blasters I think are having flag mounts and coming with flags that come off the back of the blaster that show what side you're on. I think that's a much better choice than just saying, hey, you're red or you're blue, buy your blasters and you're stuck that way. So I think that's a nice touch. I like that. I like that that's the Phantom Core's route towards showing which team you're on and having flexibility. So I like that. Now, next up, something non-Hasbro, something new, something that is out now on Taobao, and that is the Worker Prophecy Blaster. And this is something that's been kind of floating around for a little while and hasn't really gotten the hype or the notoriety that I potentially think it should. This is Worker's a very well-known, fairly respected company when it comes to third-party parts, whether they're, you know, mimicking Hasbro official parts or doing their own stuff. Their kits that you add onto your blasters, they're well known, and a lot of people own a lot of Worker products. So I think it's really cool that they have been developing their own blaster, which is a Springer system, which really it looks like a Retaliator essentially is what it is, just their own design. It's a cool looking design. I like it. It's not anything that's going to, you know, blow you away because it's basically a base blaster. It's a blaster for you to build on. And I like they kept it relatively simple. It looks nice for what it is, don't get me wrong, but you're going to be covering that blaster with likely one of their kits, which is one of my kind of, I shouldn't say detractions from the kit, from the blaster, because it's cool and it's nice that it's a functional base that you can use, but you're likely just going to put a kit over it, so it's not going to really show off the difference outside of that mag well that I like the way it looks. But yeah, that's just something to think about in terms of it. I do like that it comes in 3 different colors and all of them are translucent. I dig that. I'm a fan of that. They're gonna run for, it seems, according to what it looks like right now, $24-ish US for the base blaster with like almost nothing else going for it, and up to like 80 up. Plus then you add in, you know, your priming grip and all the other accoutrements that go with the blaster that you want to build to make it look and function the way you want it to, which I think is actually one of my favorite parts of this, and why I think I'm more okay with them going with that very basic design is that you get to build off of it and add whatever you want to it. So I like that. It is important to say this does come with a standard size plunger tube or an expanded plunger tube. I like that they're offering both. The downside is that you do have to do a decent amount of modification to the shell on the inside to fit the expanded plunger tube, which I guess I get. I mean, it makes sense because you're not going to be able to normally fit the standard plunger tube in the space that you would fit the expanded one. So you have to make you have to make a choice which way you want to go. And so they decided to fit the standard and the expanded rather than just the expanded, which I respect that. I respect that. So that's something interesting. Again, I think it's really cool that they're doing this. I like that they're doing it. I like that there's more options. I say this almost every episode. I feel like options are a good thing. Variety is a good thing. And I like that Worker is doing this and dipping their toes into the realm of blaster creations themselves, along with Jet, along with the other companies that are working on things right now. So I'm really, really happy about that. And I hope that it sells well. I will say, on the topic of aesthetics and everything, I do like that the colors of these blasters match perfectly with their accessories. So if you want a full translucent blue or smoke black translucent or clear, blaster, this is the way to go. And that to me is one of the bigger selling points, as well as aside from just the expanded plunger tube and modularity of whatnot, adding all their kits that fit really nicely with the blaster base, is that it all matches. So if you're not a fan of paint jobs, you want something that looks cool, Worker's got your back on this one, and I like that. I like that a lot. So I'm looking forward to seeing how these perform and what people think once they have them in hand. So I'm going to look forward to that, and I'll keep you guys updated on that if I see anything interesting or of note. Now, the thing that a lot of you are probably here for and probably asking why I haven't talked about, why I didn't lead up with, and that is the massive amount of leaks that happened this week. And it came from Instagram. I believe the user's name was Gaboro or something along those lines. I'll have the proper name up here, but it showed some pictures of what looked like a Hasbro event, and this has been talked about in several other places. There's some pictures of new blasters. You've got a new Phantom Core blaster in the background. You've got what looks to be something similar to a Nemesis, could be a prototype, could be something new and different, could be who knows what. You've got a new rival blaster with a drum mag in the background. You've got a lot of stuff going on in these pictures and videos, and I think it's really cool. I think it's really interesting to see all these things, but I don't want to go off on a speculation train. I want to let you know these are here. I'm going to provide links down below to videos breaking these pictures down and speculating if you want to. But if I started to speculate in this video, this video would drag on forever. So I just want to let you know these are here. These are interesting looking. There's some things you could be, and I am very interested and very curious to see what these end up being and how they end up performing. So I'm definitely looking forward to finding out what these exactly are, but I will let others do the speculation for now on these, and I'll just provide links for you to go check out some of that speculation down below. That brings us to Force Friday, which is the day this video is being filmed, and that means Star Wars toys. And we know Star Wars and Hasbro is a thing now. We have a fair number of Star Wars blasters, and we got 3 more today that we're aware of. And one is the Captain Phasma blaster, one is a Poe Dameron blaster, and one is a Heavy Gunner blaster. The Phasma blaster looks unfortunate in my opinion. It has potentially a proprietary stock is what it looks like, something that doesn't fit other things, and it just, it does not look as good as the other First Order blaster that we got a couple of years ago, which is unfortunate. The Poe Dameron blaster looks like a fairly standard blaster, nothing, too fantastic or special about it. The one that's the most interesting is the Heavy Gunner blaster, which is also the most expensive. I believe it's retailing at around $100, and it's interesting looking. It has like a Vulcan tripod. It has a very long barrel. It looks kind of neat, but I feel like if it was bigger and bulkier, it would look much better. But that would also mean more plastic, which would mean a higher price, which would mean not good things for consumers. So I kind of get it, but it feels like they got so close to something really cool looking and then just called it quits, rather than trying to refine it to something that looks really, really cool. But that's just my personal opinion. A lot of people may like this blaster. I don't know, maybe I'll feel different when I see it in person, but those are just my kind of thoughts on them really briefly, because I don't want this to go much longer, because I'd like to keep these episodes around 10 minutes long, and I feel like we're pushing that with all of the new stuff that's going on this week. So let's go ahead and jump right into the video of the week, and that comes to us from Hat. And that is the Who's Got Swag video, and he comes from Singapore in that area with the Hack.X group or team of Nerfers that I really dig. I like watching their playstyle, I like watching their videos. I feel like they don't get enough exposure that they should. I really enjoyed this video. I really watching his play style, watching the way he runs the field, the different places they play at over there, and at the end, oh, he has this sweet flank at the end of the video, so be sure to check that out. I do gotta say, I really would love to get over to Singapore at some point and play with these guys. It looks like an absolute blast the way they play. They play with, I don't know, it's like I could feel the passion that they were playing with when I was watching through the Hack team members' videos, and I don't know, I've been watching some of their videos for a long time, and recently started watching some of their newer stuff from other team members. Like I was watching Awesomely Nerfer for a while, who changed into QH Ventures, and I just think that a lot of their videos, a lot of their group, I'd like to see them get more exposure than they have, because they do make some cool stuff that's gameplay oriented. And you know me, I love gameplay. I want to push gameplay. I want to see more of it. I love it. I gotta be honest, I'm not a big fan of long shots and overhauled long shots. That's not my jam normally. But watching these videos, it's like for the first time I was like, man, I really want an overhauled long shot. I really want something like that. So these videos got me feeling that way, and I wanted to share them with you, and I wanted to spread the love of gameplay. And so I want you guys to go check that video out and check out the rest of the Hack member videos. I may be featuring some of them in the future as well. So if you want to look into that, that video is going to be right here, because we are at the end of the video now. So let me know what you thought of all these new things: the new Helios, the Worker Prophecy Blaster, the leaks, the Force Friday blasters, and the gameplay videos. Let me know all of it in the comments. I always look forward to reading your comments, and if you're new to the channel and enjoy this video, feel free to hit the subscribe button for more in the future. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'm Jangular, and I'll see you next time.